For the first time in 32 years, a total lunar eclipse will coincide with a supermoon this weekend, and it's supposed to be pretty spectacular. Here to explain why is my guest, Jerry Hilburn. He's with San Diego's Astronomy Association and also an astronomy advisor to the Reuben H. Fleet Science Center. And Jerry, lunar eclipse, supermoon, blood moon, it all sounds pretty intense. So what's really going to happen this weekend?
Well, there's really three events that are occurring at the same moment in time. There's a supermoon, which is actually the moment when the moon moves closest to the Earth in its orbit. It'll be about 225,000 miles away. And when that happens, it's 14% larger in diameter and 30% brighter than when it's further away. The second portion of the event will be the lunar eclipse, and that's when the moon is actually moved into the Earth's shadow. And that occurs roughly at 7 o'clock, right as the moon is rising. So we're going to actually see a red moon as as the moon is rising up to the east.
And that red moon, you're talking about that blood moon we're seeing on our screen here. What makes it so red?
Well, the atmosphere, the sun's passing around the Earth's atmosphere, and all of the color is being filtered out but red. And so when it strikes the moon on the other side of the shadow, that refracted light is only red, and so the surface of the moon appears to be red. It can get darker when there's more volcanic activity or fires have put a lot of particulates in the upper atmosphere. So it varies in intensity.
So why is this event important? Is there some sort of a historical or scientific significance to it?
I think it's more of a cultural significance from the past. The Mayans and the Mesopotamians were frightened by the event, and of course the one thing about it is that you can see the moon whether you're in the city or you're in the country. The light pollution doesn't block it, and so when things happen with the moon, our imaginations are fired.
How long are we going to be able to see it here in San Diego, and where are some of the best places to see it?
It lasts, the actual eclipse itself lasts about an hour, but from roughly 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, you'll notice the effect of the eclipse on the moon itself.
And what night is that then?
That is Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, and it's best to be up in a high position where you can look down to the horizon as it's rising.
Oh, so up on a hill someplace.
Right, or on top of a building, or any location where you're above the horizon a little bit so that you can watch the moon come up around 6:45. And when it comes up, it'll already be blood red.
So now some people may wonder about this, but the solar eclipse, is there going to need to be any special or protective eyewear in order to look at it?
A solar eclipse is a little bit different. That's when the Earth passes.
The lunar, right.
Yeah, when the moon moves in front of the Earth and blocks the light from the sun. Now we have a really important event coming up in 2017 for the solar eclipse that'll be passing across the mid-United States. But no, there's no need for any special protection.
Because this is a lunar eclipse and not a solar eclipse, right?
That's right.
Well, now, if you miss this lunar party Sunday night, this weekend, how long is it going to be before we can see it again?
Well, the lunar eclipses occur twice a year, but being in a position where you can see a full eclipse is about every few years, and then usually twice that happens. The next time we'll see a lunar eclipse and a supermoon is in 2033.
So you got a little bit of time.
A little bit.
Get out there.
Get out there
Sunday night. Now, how about for scientists? Do we know everything we need to know about this as far as the moon, or is there something we can learn from it?
Well, not really much from this. It's the solar eclipses that are important. In 1919, Eddington went out and used the solar eclipse to verify general relativity, and this is what made Einstein famous. He predicted gravitational lensing around the sun, and that event is significant. Plus, we still can perform those same experiments now. But from a lunar perspective, it's more just the joy of seeing it turn red.
Right, the fun on it. Getting back to the solar eclipse, though, are there still things we can learn, even though we know quite a bit?
It's useful each time it occurs. It's useful for gravitational lensing measurements, and it also gives us quite an interesting look at the corona of the sun.
All right, excellent. Well, lunar eclipse Sunday night at 7.
Yeah, lunar eclipse Sunday night, supermoon, and it's the harvest moon.
All together, it's going to be a beautiful sight. Jerry Hilburn, thanks so much.
Thank you.